Good morning, class. This is Ishita ma'am, again back with the teaching learning video. So, we have been doing the chapter 2 of your Beehive book, the second part, which is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan, and which is part 2 of the chapter 2, The Sound of Music from your Beehive book. So, I guess you are all well at home and doing well and doing your studies on time and following the instructions as given by the teachers. So, let me just recapitulate the lessons which I have already done in my last two classes. So, to recapitulate about this chapter, so I have introduced Bismillah Khan in front of you all, and not only Bismillah Khan but the introduction to the history of Shehnai and introduction to the other musical instrument players also. And then in the chapter we have known about the history of Pungi, that how was it banned there in Aurangzeb's court, and how was it replaced by Shehnai, which was brought and played by a barber, and how was the name Shehnai invented. And then also we read about Shehnai to be an inseparable part in the North Indian wedding, and how Shehnai, which was a part of the Naubat, came up with its individual identity in the forefront, and which was only possible because of Ustad Bismillah Khan. We also read about Bismillah as a 5 years old boy, and what are the things he used to do then, and how was his childhood spent. And also we knew about the factors which attracted his attention towards the Shehnai playing, his involvement with the family members, especially his maternal uncle, and how he used to accompany him playing up the Shehnai in the temples. And also we knew that Bismillah Khan got his first break when in 1938 he played radio for this All India radio. He played Shehnai for this All India radio. So, today we are going to start with para 7. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. So I told you that he was one of the greatest civilian. And then what happened, see, right on 15th of August 1947, by then Bismillah Khan was completely indebted to the Shehnai playing, and people knew how well a Shehnai player he was. And on 15th August 1947, when the announcement of Indians' freedom was announced, or when Indians' independence was declared, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation, to welcome the independent nation with his Shehnai. He was sitting there in Red Fort and playing the Rag Kafi in the Shehnai. He poured his heart out into the Rag Kafi, the tremendous melody that came up from the Red Fort to an audience, which included Mahatma Gandhi, who witnessed Bismillah Khan playing Shehnai in such a way, and along with many people, it was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was also a part of the audience. And in that very occasion, it was that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave his famous speech on Tryst with Destiny. Bismillah Khan was given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. He has given, I told you last day that he was not only a national icon but an internationally famous figure. So he has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. He moved to different places for his performances, and his first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zakir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. Souvenir are things given in memory of a place, person, or event. A memento kind of thing, any sort of things that would make you remember that very place, that very person, that very event, particular of that very event. So, his first abroad performance was there in Afghanistan, and where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro that he gifted him some priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. That he was bestowed with a lot of gifts by this Afghanistan king, King Zahir Shah. And also, the king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. So not only it was the king, but the film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film. He named a film after the instrument called Goons Tootisha Ni. So in my last to last video, I have showed the posters of these movies and the songs out there that the man was so impressed with Bismillah Khan's music or playing of the Shehnai. He was so enchanted that a new film, a new song was there as dedicated to his playing of the Shehnai. So after the instrument, he made a film that named Goons Tootisha Ni. The film was a hit, and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chart buster. So what happened? That it was a record-breaking performance that Bismillah Khan composed himself in the movie Goons Tootisha Ni, and the song named Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. And then, despite his huge success in the celluloid world, celluloid is old-fashioned way of referring to films. Despite his huge success in the celluloid world, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to two: Vijay Bhatt's Goons Tootisha Ni and Vikram Srinivas's Kannada venture Sanadhi Apanna. These two I've already told you. But then, even he got the huge success in this film world, and then for the silver screen, but he did only two of this film venture. One is Goons Tootisha Ni and another was a Kannada venture Sanadhi Apanna. But why didn't he move on with the film music? He told that I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. He said that he cannot manage with the terms and the artificiality and the glamour of the film world. He says with emphasis that even though he was such a great icon, he did not like to be a part of this silver screen. He said the glamour, the artificiality is something that somehow cannot help him adjust there. So, he moved out of the film world. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. So, awards and recognition. People started recognizing his talent. And not only that, he was given the achievement, he was praised, he was applauded, and then he was the first Indian who was invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So all these things are the international platforms where Bismillah Khan had performed. So these will be again important for you for the short answer type, that what are the international stages where Bismillah has participated or his performances took place. He also took part in the art festival and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Masiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. So he was so famous and people were so indebted to his performance that in Tehran, there was even an auditorium that was named after him. And the auditorium was named as Tahar Masiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. In his memoir, national awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. So I told you in the last to last video that of course he received the highest civilian award. And with that, he was also the owner of the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Padma Vibhushan. All these awards, national awards, were conferred on him. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, with the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting with rare happiness, he said. So just then, when this award was given to him, he took his right there on his chest, it was resting there, and his eyes glinting with rare happiness. And what did he say then? All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. So this is again about India's diversity, again about India's core beauty, that its richest tradition. According to Bismillah Khan, the richest tradition is of course the Indian music. And he is asking the people to teach the children music because this is how India could prosper. The Hindustan's richest tradition lies there in the music of it, and even he says that the West is now coming to learn our music. So when the Western people are coming here in India to learn about music, then why we Indians are not focusing on making our children learn this Hindustan's richest tradition? So he urged the people to make the children learn this music. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahib, as he is fondly called, is exceedingly fond of Banaras and Dumrao, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. So I showed you the places and I told you that please do remember the places Banaras, Dumrao, you'll be needing them. So see, he is also known as Khan Sahib. He is fondly called. People in love used to call him by this name. And he is exceedingly very much fond of Banaras and Dumrao. And whenever or wherever he goes around in this world, but Banaras and Dumrao, they remain the most wonderful towns for him of this whole world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA. And the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Banaras by replicating the temples there. So what happened as he became that international famous icon, and of course his students were there who were part of different parts of the world. So there his student who was there in USA wanted Bismillah Khan to head a Shehnai school in the USA, in the United States of America. And he also told that, not only told, he promised that he would recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replicating the temples there. So the student was so dedicated in bringing the master there in USA that he also promised that he'll be replicating, means quite a replica, copying the temples of Benares there in USA. He'll be making the same atmosphere like that of Benares in USA. Just like Banaras was the place where Bismillah used to practice for the whole day, sitting beside the river of Ganga. But what did Bismillah Khan replied? But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Okay, so Khan Saab's told that okay, so you'll be bringing up or making a replica of Benares here. You'll bring the temples just look like or look alike. But then, can you bring River Ganga also here? So, what Bismillah Khan pointed out here, that the beauty and the core there in India cannot be brought everywhere. You can make the replica of the place, but the course of Ganga, the inspiration that Bismillah Khan used to gather out from the waves or the river currents out there of River Ganga, cannot be achieved there sitting in USA. Later, he is remembered to have said, that is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think of only Banaras and the holy Ganga. And while in Banaras, I miss the unique mattha of Dumra. This is again, these lines are very touchy. That whenever he is asked, he says that whenever I am in abroad, I earn or I yearn to go there to Hindustan. I want to come to Hindustan. And whenever I'm in Mumbai, I think only of Benares. And whenever I think of Benares and the holy Ganga, and when I'm there in Benares, I miss the unique mattha of Dumrao. So what does he say? That he is attached right there to the core of India and to his birthplace. From USA, he yearned for Hindustan. So if we take it in this graph that Hindustan is better than USA and Benares is better than Mumbai and then Dumrao and its unique mattha is even more closer or even closer than the Benares and the Holy Ganga. Okay? Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India, one that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Very, very important part of the text. That he says, or it is told, that he is a perfect example. Not only Bismillah Khan is the symbol of religious harmony, but he is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. If we need to see a living emblem of the rich cultural heritage of India, it is none other than Bismillah Khan. Because he effortlessly accepts that he is a devout Muslim. And everybody would agree that he is a Muslim and he's a devout Muslim. And there's no mixed there, or there's no mixture of things out there. He agrees to the fact that he is a devout Muslim. But before that, he believes that he is the worshipper of music. And that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. So being a devout Muslim, he every day used to play Shehnai every morning there at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. I guess this is an ideal example that would show you that how he bridges the binaries of the Hindu and the Muslim community. If you are asked that give an example that would show that he eradicates the Hindu-Muslim binary, this will be your answer. That his life is a perfect example because he being a devout Muslim, he used to play Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple, not Shehnai at any of the masjid or any other place which is completely there for the Muslims. No, he is playing at Kashi Vishwanath temple, which is for everyone, not only for the Hindus, not only for the Muslims, but for everybody. With this, I'll also refer to this part. See here. This is part of Reader's Digest October 2005 and a very important, very good incident to listen to. Shekhar Gupta, one of the interviewer here, when partition happened, didn't you and your family think of moving to Pakistan? So we all know that Bismillah Khan was born in 1916, right? So he has witnessed the pre-independent era, independence itself, and the post-independence also. So when this partition movement happened and all such thing, he was asked that didn't you and your family thought of moving back to Pakistan, or moving to Pakistan because you being a Muslim? Now see what he says. Bismillah Khan says, God forbid me leave Banaras. Never. I went to Pakistan once. I crossed the border just to say I have been to Pakistan. I was there for about an hour. I said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. I had a good laugh. So again, I told you the emblem that is a mixture of the Hindus and the Muslims. So what did he say? That I would think of leaving Benares? Never. I went to Pakistan once. He went there in Pakistan. He had crossed the border once just to say that he have been to Pakistan once. And in his lifetime, he has just stayed there for an hour. And he said namaskar to the Pakistanis. Of course, he is a devout Muslim. So he could have told salam alaikum to the Pakistanis, being their religious brothers. No. He only said namaskar to the Pakistanis and salam alaikum to the Indians. And he had a good time there. So he never thought himself to be outside of this Indian culture, or he never thought himself to be an outsider as the musical world is concerned and the Hindustani classical music is concerned. So he always thought himself to be represented as a worshipper of music, as an Indian worshipper of music, and he never thought himself to be the Hindustani or the Pakistani or the Hindu or the Muslim. So here I would end up the chapter telling you about Bismillah Khan, that he, of course, in its true terms, is a symbol of the religious harmony. All the narrowness existing come up to end when we talk about the Shehnai playing of Bismillah Khan. Okay, class? So here I'll end up with the chapter, the reading and the explanation of the chapter, and I guess the video and the explanation will be quite helpful for you. And still, if you have any sort of a doubt, please write it to me in the comment section and I'll be helping you out in solving it. I'll be giving you the long answer type questions and the necessary questions with this, and the worksheets for the short answer type questions which I'm going to provide. Those you all need to solve them all by yourselves. Okay, so your first work will be read the chapter, listen to the explanation and see that if you have any problem anywhere. Okay, and gradually we'll be moving on with all this. Okay, so be at home, stay safe, and follow the school website for any sort of updates, and please follow the school YouTube links as done by the teachers or as given by the teachers, and complete the works which are being given to you. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day.